Hi guys, I'm Chef Charlie Carrington and today I'm going to show you how to make some pesto. So the pesto that you're maybe more familiar with is usually using basil and pine nuts, but we wanted to play around with some different ingredients. So I've got some parsley, some rocket, I've got some sunflower seeds, parmesan and also some garlic. And we're going to finish with some olive oil and also some lemon juice. So this one here, I'm going to make it two ways. So the first one will be using a blender and then the second one is going to be hand chopped. And then the difference is with this pesto that I'm making, I'm going to use a little bit of the stem. So, traditionally when you're making pesto, you probably wouldn't really use much of the stem, but we find that this brings a little bit more moisture to it, which does make it easier to actually get the sort of texture and the wetness that you'd like with the pesto. So to start, I'm putting the garlic, parsley, some of my rocket in here, some of my sunflower seeds. So with the sunflower seeds, you could toast these of course for more flavour, but you don't have to. And then some parmesan as well. And then for the hand chop version, I'm going to do exactly the same. So I'm just going to cut off the bottom stems, but I've still got a bit on there. And then I'm going to mix it all together. So I might start by blending this one first. So this is of course the quicker way to make it, but I just wanted to show two types. So that looks great. Now I'm going to add in some olive oil. You'll be able to smell that garlic straight away. Very big pinch of salt. Using some nice flaked pink salt. And just running a bit more oil through there. And now to make our hand chop one. So that was about 10 seconds, just blending it really quickly, which is obviously a much probably preferred version. But for anyone who doesn't have a blender, this works super well. It's a bit of a rougher style pesto, and I think sometimes the best cuisine is a bit more rustic too. So just what I do, just really running my knife through the greens first to get them quite fine. Then I'm going to crush my garlic, finely chop that too. And with the garlic, you really want to run your knife through it separately, because it will be hard if you don't do this first. You might have some bigger chunks in there, which will just be too strong for the actual dish. Another little technique as well, a bit of salt on the garlic, does sort of help it stick to the chopping board, and that too will help you get it even finer as you're chopping it down. That's fine. I just love the smell of fresh garlic. Sunflower seeds. So these, just running our knife through this again. So I put my hand quite heavy on the top of my knife, so it's flat. I'm definitely not going to cut myself. And then I'm just using this motion, my arm, really running it across the whole thing. And as I'm moving across, you just want to be rotating and moving everything, so you be sure to cover it quite evenly. And just the harder you go, the quicker you'll make it. So just take a couple of minutes to really chop away. And then next, parmesan, salt, so this probably needs about another 30 seconds or so. Then I'm going to start adding some oil as well. Doesn't look absolutely magical already. And there we are. So that oil will help it really stick together and stay on the board as you chop through it. And there we are, we're going to awesome little pesto sauce. So of course that's probably a longer way to do it, but you do get a great result. And that tossed through a pasta or used as a dressing will just be really, really tasty. And just, it's all about freshness with pesto. So it's something I like to make fresh each time I make it and not hold it for too long. Last but not least, cut our wedge of lemon, give it a nice season. And there we are. So that there, stunning pesto. If you want to add even more olive oil, you can. I find that the liquid from the stems does make it quite wet, so I probably wouldn't even need to add more olive oil, but it really depends what sort of dressing you're going for. Last but not least, squeeze the lemon in here, quick blend. the difference. So nice chunky hand chopped pesto, the cheese all married together. Looks just awesome. And here, the real difference is obviously in the vibrant green from blending it, which does make a bit of a difference, but if you've got a strong arm, I'm sure you can keep chopping until it looks the same. So now I'm going to try the difference between our two pestos. So the hand chopped one here, and then the blended. So instantly from the eye, I can already see the difference. So you've got this one that's hand chopped. You can really notice the different sort of textures and ingredients in it, where this one's been blended, so it's sort of emulsified, and it's really come together as one. So it really depends what you're sort of looking for. You know, this one would be really good because you'll be able to see all the pieces that you're actually enjoying, where this one as a sauce will just marry perfectly. So let's try to have a little taste and be able to get the saltiness of the parmesan. You know, in this you've got the sunflower seeds that are quite large still, so very textural, very, very delicious. And that garlic is so punchy, so fresh garlic is just incredible. And that lemon really makes my mouth water. And then this one here is probably more what you're used to when you're eating pesto, because it does sort of, being so finely ground, you let it all come together and it's really like a sauce, so, you know, or like a paste, so you can really just spread that out. And that would just be delicious spread on some bread. You know, that garlic will slowly cook and go extremely aromatic. So that there is our little taste into the world of pesto. You know, you can add any ingredients to this you like. You know, it might not be traditional, but I'm sure it's absolutely delicious. So, you know, I've seen some red pestos using roasted capsicums, throwing some chilli in if you like a bit of heat, using different types of cheese. Anything that's sort of firm and will blend nicely is going to make something that's extremely delicious.